So stage one of the sort of like overhaul maintenance of the laser is I've pulled all of the bed slats out. They literally just lift out, they pull out. There's a lot of them, as you can see. All of those have now been pulled out. You can see how dirty it gets. And got some washing up liquid. Going to scrub them with a green emery cloth, get them all clean because they're filthy. So this does just build up really fast from the plywood and the MDF. So you want to get them back up to a nice clean, and then they can all be fitted back into the laser. This is something that you should just do regularly anyway, just to get it keep it maintained. As you can see, the difference is huge. So that's a clean one down, many to go. So I've finished cleaning all of these. Look at those, nice and sparkly clean, and got a new set of mirrors arrived. It's just quantity of 3. This laser takes 4, but I'm going to fit 3, and on the nozzle for now, at the last mirror, temporarily I'm going to use the best one left out of the old mirrors. See how we get on with that, and then I'll buy another set when I can afford them. So that's all the slats done. I'm just going to get some hot water and some towels, old towels, and I'm just going to clean the rest of the machine all inside. Just going to give that a scrub out. Also, what I'm doing while I'm at it is just a little bit of general maintenance. So I'm just going around and checking all of the screws are tight, not just nipped up. So just get yourself a screwdriver that's or Allen key, but make sure if you're using a posi, make sure it's a good fit, a good snug fit, so there's not too much slack when you whittle it side to side. Just nip up any screws that are loose. I've actually found quite a few screws that were quite loose, so it's just a good little bit of maintenance to go around and just not much, just give them a tiny little nip up, make sure they're tight, and yeah, just going to be doing all of that. I've got to come down here afterwards. Once I've got the bed slats back in, I've got to come down here and adjust the pulleys, try and get this bed a lot more level, because it's about 6 mil out almost in the bottom right hand corner. So I'm going to adjust that to get it level over the whole bed. So back to cleaning. So that's the inside all cleaned up. Giving it a scrub, got it pretty clean. I've also used acetone and cleaned the linear rails to get all the old grease off. So I've cleaned them up, and need to re-grease them. Cleaned this head up the best I can, and yeah, it's pretty much ready for the slats to go back in. So we can get the slats back in. We'll try out one of our new mirrors, because most common sort of size for a lot of lasers is 20mm mirrors. This one happens to just be awkward and has 19mm mirrors in it, which aren't available from as many places. They're not easily available. Smoke and mirrors were very helpful and quick replying, and unfortunately they don't stock 19mm. So I've gone with some Amazon, which is also why I only bought 3, just in case. So originally what I was going to do was I was going to put these up on the CNC. I was going to clock them up, and I was going to machine out the aluminium to 20mm pocket on all 4 mirror holdings, but you can get 19mm mirrors, so I don't really want all that effort and hassle of stripping all the mirror holders out. So yep, it's pretty clean. That was by the way, that was just warm soapy warm water with washing up liquid in it. I'd actually tried using 3M citrus cleaner, which is actually quite expensive, to try and get some of this worn on tar and stuff on there, and that didn't really work that well, but emery cloth and some washing up liquid worked, got it off really well. So Yep, that's the cleaning stage pretty much done on the inside. So that's all the slats back in. Look at that, beautiful and clean. Fitted the best mirror that I had for my last lot back in here, so that's in there. Mirrors all mirrors all back in, laser lenses back in. So what we're going to do is we come over here. So this is actually the third mirror. We're going to try one of our new ones in here. So they're quite simple. This side case of the machine came off with the key. We just need to loosen off this screw here, which will release that plate, and then you can pop the mirror out and put the new one in. So gonna give that a go. Once again, make sure you pick a screwdriver that's got a nice tight fitting in the inside the screw. So there's that loose. Can't do this one-handed, so I'm gonna pause a second. Then quite literally your mirror just pops out from the holder there. So I'll just clean that little holder up again with some acetone, then try a new mirror. So here's my new mirror. These are SI or SI coated. They're not the worst, but they're not the best. There's four different coatings you can choose from. This is sort of middle of the range, so hopefully this will pop in here. All fitted in, lovely. Tighten back up, or just nipped it back up. It doesn't need to be overly tight. And that's the new mirror just fitted in. You can sort of see over there. So now we're back. We've taken this side cover off here, taken this cover off here. This is what would this be? This would be the second mirror, and I can safely say that second mirror is long gone. You can see the to get in the right light, you can see where it, so that one's shot. Let's change that one over, get a new one in there. So here we are down to, this is the first mirror. So the tubes, most lasers have got the tube up here. The tube's actually right down here. It's a CTR laser. So the first mirror is here. But the other weird thing, or different thing, so I say this machine has, is it has the red dot is on a little servo, and it swings that out with the intention of it following the exact same beam as the laser. I mean, I don't love that you can leave the servo switched on, so the arm's round, and still fire the beam. I don't like that, but it will do that. But that also really needs aligning and adjusting, because that's not working correct. So it's another job we need to get done. So first mirror, it shouldn't need too much. I have tweaked it, and I've now got it hitting roughly centre of that second mirror. This little red dot is a pain in the arse. I don't think that's its original bracket. I don't know. What I think I might do eventually, or in the near future, is pull that off, then like sort the wiring out, and 3D print something that I can fit on there, but also has a little bit of adjustment to move the red dot around without having to keep taking it off the servo. Because at the minute I'm having to unscrew it off the servo, move it around one little notch on the servo, and then put it back on. It's a pain in the arse. I think I could probably 3D print something nice to replace that little bracket and tidy up that wiring. So first mirror is done. Moving on to the second mirror. I will say I do hate mirror alignment. I'm not a fan of doing this job. It's quite painstaking, especially that there's 4 mirrors, but we're getting there. Right, so I'm going to use this 1, 2, 3 block to set the Z, or level the bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it in this corner. This corner's not bad. I'm going to get it nice in that corner. I know I'm a little bit low in this corner. Top right and top left, they're pretty even. And then bottom right is about 6 mil down from the top right. So big difference. I'd say we're about 1 to 2 mil bottom left, 6 mil bottom right. So it's well out of focus when you try and cut or engrave on this corner. So generally it doesn't go all the way through, and just a pain in the arse. So all the slats are back in. I've made sure they're all nicely pushed down. And then what you've got to do to get this level this bed is, I've just tightened up the just slightly tensioned up the belt on this bed. It's looser down the other end, but I've just tensioned it up, this is the tensioning pulley here. There's 3 Allen keys on it. You just had to loosen those, add some more tension to it, tighten it back up. So I've done that. Now what you have to do to get the bed level is, it's hard to get this on the camera, on the bottom of this drive here, there's a grub screw. So what you need to do is you need to loosen that grub screw off, manually wind your screw drive until it brings the bed up to where you want it, and then you need to tighten the grub screw back up on there to lock it all back into position. So the top 2 corners shouldn't be too bad. In fact, I might not even need to adjust them. It's just these back 2. This one's got quite a bit, so I've got to try and get it to a position where I can get to the grub screw, because there's only one grub screw and it's located on the bottom sort of flange of this. There, you can just see it down the left hand side. That's it over there. So if I can get to that, I can loosen it off, bring the bed up, and we can get this whole thing level. So it's really not easy. You've got two grub screws there. You need to loosen both of those off. This corner is pretty much at its maximum, I believe. I need to come over on this one now. The top left and top right are not bad. They're pretty level now. And this one's got, you can just see, it's got a bit of a 2mm maybe there. I'm going to try adjust this one, then I'll go over to the so that's it, adjusted. All corners now matched. They're all nicely about there. Actually, all it really is that once you get it in the right place, the grub screws all align so that you can get to them all at the same time, and you're not really manually adjusting them as such. It's just that over time this gear slips on, and because I undone both of these and there was loads of adjustment in this one. I just wound it all the way until it stopped winding, and then that was level, and then just done the grub screws back up as tight as I could. Getting into them to get them tight, really they probably would do with taking them out, putting a little bit of Loctite on the screws, on the grub screws, but it is now level. And I think the one thing I've learned from this is make my height adjustments for my material by adjusting the head more. I always go straight for the motorized bed, but if now it's nice and level, it would probably make more sense for me to just adjust the head and leave the bed flat where it is, unless I really do need to drop it. But if I don't really need to drop it, then don't drop it. So the other thing that is on the list is these gas struts are no longer fully supporting the lid. That might be alright for a minute, then it'll drop on your head. So as you can see, I've got it balanced up there. I've got to get another pair of them. I did actually contact the company that are on the gas struts, which was somewhere on there. It's got the name of the company that makes the gas struts. There, GSE. I contacted them, see if they would be interested in a mention in the video for some replacement gas struts. Unfortunately, no, they weren't interested, which is fair enough. They offered me a new pair for £100 delivered, which I will have to pass on, because I have found pretty much the same thing for about £13.50 each elsewhere, and realistically they're not a key component in the machine, they're just for keeping the lid up. So I'm not going to spend out £100 on 2 gas struts. I did consider drilling them and fitting 2 valves in them to try and pump them back up, but I think for £13.50 each I can manage that, but not 100. So that's the bed level. Next is onto the mirror alignment. So finally finished. It's done a test cut it straight through, no problems. Probably could have gone quicker, but that third mirror gave me issues. The screws on it are really hard to turn, but we got there, and I've now adjusted it using the head rather than bringing the bed up and down. So a little bit in maintenance, all finished. Just need to grease up those linear rails. I need to get a grease gun for that anyway, so I can grease up my CNC linear rails as well. But other than that, so far so good, and we're back up and running. So let's get this going. Guys, beautiful. I needed it as soon as I took it. As soon as the machine went down, as soon as I took it down for maintenance, straight away I had jobs for it. So finally back up and running. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Hope you picked up at least a couple of tips for your laser there, maybe leveling the bed or anything. So just a quick one from me, and thank you.